Hello Aries, welcome to Aries Moon Arcana. This is going to be a general tarot reading for your full moon in Gemini that is happening on the 22nd, May 22nd. Hopefully I'll have all the videos out by then, but at least Aries is here, right? So I pulled kind of a general overview idea for this reading. I get the Wheel of Fortune. I read a really good article in Bustle. I'm going to attach that link to the description box below. It's saying that for the full moon in Gemini, Aries can really, what to focus on is kind of choosing your words wisely. And so pulling the Wheel of Fortune kind of gives me the sense that being a little bit more measured with your communication and your words is going to bring you good luck and more like synchronicities and fateful happenings, things that make you feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. So that's fabulous, as long as you can rein it in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I know it can be tough, but it's all good. So I'm going to bring you down here and we're going to get started right on your reading. So let's just clear the energy of the cards here. I want to get these all nice and clear for Aries for the new moon in Gemini on the 22nd of May in 2020. Starting from scratch, ground zero. Blank slate. Okay. Let's give you your messages for the full moon in Gemini in terms of choosing your words wisely. And go to that article too if you want a little bit more insight. I'm going to get into more specifics on the luck aspect of it. How being more measured, like I said, can bring more luck. So we'll just get right into that, my little Aries friends. All right, messages for Aries for the full moon in Gemini. Watching their words a little bit. How is that going to bring them good luck? What can we look at for that? Hierophant. Ooh, I want you guys to see what I'm doing. Hierophant, the Lovers reversed, Three of Pentacles reversed, and the Two of Wands. So, I mean, we got some two communication cards in reverse here. So we definitely want to be watching our words is what I'm seeing. Definitely that was already, established, but it's just becoming very obvious. You may be feeling, you might, there's something here about like rebelliousness being kind of reined in. And it might be happening naturally around this new moon in Gemini. This could be something that you're just kind of thinking about on your own, and it doesn't even have anything to do with this reading or anything. Could be that you're just trying to figure out how to maybe not be so quick to action or quick to like curt words with people. You might want to be, less rebellious. If somebody says, no, don't do that, maybe your first reaction is to not immediately go, I'm fucking doing it anyway. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of reining it in, because I think you're recognizing here that with this the Lovers reversed, it's really getting in the way of communicating well with the people that you care about and like the deeper connections that you have with people. And Three of Pentacles reversed here, it's making it really hard for you to collaborate. You're kind of like an island. No, kitty. He loves that freaking plant. Like way too much. So yeah, you're feeling a little bit like an island, I think, if you don't learn how to kind of structure how you're communicating in a more productive and constructive way. Yeah, having a hard time. Maybe just some little bickering things are happening. And I see you kind of taking all of that in. You're sort of looking beyond this, and you're really thinking about it. I see you holding the world in your hands here with the Two of Wands, just kind of looking, like taking it all in, taking all this information, thinking back on all the times that you have been short with your words and how it's kind of like gotten in the way of like getting what you want, essentially, because I think that can definitely happen if you don't use your directness wisely. So I think that you're kind of re-establishing and thinking about it and like you're planning to make a change with this. You're looking out into the future like, you know what, maybe I'm gonna like fix this a little bit and work on this part of myself, because these are the energies kind of surrounding these two miscommunication energy cards for me. That's what I'm getting anyway. These are both kind of like hugging it, surrounding it. So in terms of your communication issues, you're realizing how much less you want to be so rebellious against people and the way that they communicate with you and just the things that they say, even just as simply as that. and you're really looking out into the future to see kind of what else, you know, what other ways you can use to communicate. Just trying something new, checking something else out. So let's get some clarification for your cards. All right, so we've got the Hierophant. In terms of choosing your words wisely, kind of really knowing, you know the right things to say and do. It's just a matter of it being challenging for you to really rein it in and get to that point. So working on not being so rebellious so that you can kind of get what you want, you know, like you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar kind of a deal. And then I always love the line, I think, from 30 Rock where he says, "Who wants flies?" I think it's 30 Rock, I could be wrong, but I love that. It's pretty funny, but it's true. You know, if you wanted to catch flies, if that was your goal, using honey instead of vinegar is a good call. So let's get some clarification here. Oop, I got some jumpers, and I'm gonna use them this time because they feel super relevant to me and they fell out in like perfect tandem. I don't always use the jumpers. I just, if it feels like it's gonna work, if it feels right to me, then I'm just gonna go for it. So that's what I'm doing here today. And we get the perfect end to that, right? All right, so for the Hierophant, the energies behind this, I really do think that you want to work on this. This is the upright Three of Pentacles as opposed to the reversed over here. You do want to work on this. You do recognize that bringing more balance into your communication is how things are going to work out and get to this beautiful Ten of Cups card. Temperance, baby. And also, you know, Temperance also is all about your higher information, like the connecting with the universe, and the Hierophant specifically speaks to that. So I think that if you can really harness your inner self and really listen to your inner self and not just your thoughts, you can bring a lot of balance and bring a lot more joy and happiness. And this is where your luck comes in with the Wheel of Fortune card here. You're going to get a lot out of it. Even just for the month, you know, the month of June or something, just while the energies are kind of still vacillating for the new moon in Gemini. Just try it. Just practice. Just practice being a little bit less short with your words and choosing your words more wisely, and just watch and see how much it improves your communication. So let's get right into that communication. So Lovers reversed for Aries for the new moon in Gemini on the 22nd. We're watching our words. We're really listening to our higher self instead of just our impulsive self to fix this issue, because you were having some issues communicating with our very close, intimate loved ones right now. You know, partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or just a super close best friend, whoever you feel really, really deeply connected to, could be a family member. There's a little bit of an issue with communication, and I think it's because you get a little hot-headed. So let's see the energies behind this Lovers reversed. Three of Wands. Let's show you that. King of Swords. Page of Wands. So I can see here that a little bit, this is what came up for Capricorn in the sun sign reading. I'm seeing like almost like a stubbornness. When people do want to communicate with you, I think that you typically come off kind of like cold shouldery, or just like you're just turning your back to it. You're like, I don't care. I don't like this. I don't want to have this conversation. I disagree with you. You're a bitch. And then you just look away and you don't want to have that conversation anymore. King of Swords, you know, you're pretty sharp with your words if you don't feel like getting into it. Instead of just being like, listen, I'm not really in the mood right now. I'm not in the headspace. I'm feeling a little hot-headed and I don't want to say anything that I don't mean. So let's have this conversation when I've calmed down. And that's what I'm seeing with the Page of Wands, is the kind of the new beginning of figuring out how to harness your energy, your passion, like, because you have a passion for arguing and fighting and being intense. That's just the way that it is. You're passionate about it. But it doesn't work for other people all the time. You know, it works in like, it works if you want to use your energy for something and really like go for it, but it doesn't work in communication with your super close loved ones. It just doesn't work. It's just the way that it is. So I see you kind of embarking on a new journey here. The Page of Wands is looking away from this attitude that you've been stuck in, or just is a part of who you are. So, you know, really thinking about how to kind of shift that energy and change that and harness that wand, and move it into the next phases as it moves into the next court cards. Harnessing, You know, the page is like the very beginning of the court cards. He's setting off on a maturity journey, essentially. And I think that that's kind of where you're at in terms of harnessing that, you know, that mouth of yours. And we have some more here. There could be problems at work because of this attitude problem. You know, it could be, you could have been fired a couple times in the past for this specific issue. I've run into issues like that myself. I have an Aries moon. I completely understand. So I'm seeing issues with collaboration here. Your sharp tongue is not only affecting your personal relationships, but it's also affecting your work relationships or people that maybe you're in a band. Maybe you are working on a project that's just for fun. But you're working with other people and your fucking shitty attitude is not helping things right now, Aries. So let's see how we can rein this in. What's the story behind this? Three of Swords reversed, Five of Swords reversed, and the Star. You're really wishing for things to be okay again, to come back together. You hurt people with this shit. You've hurt people. And you know what happens? Every time you hurt someone, you end up feeling hurt too, because that's just what happens when you hurt somebody that you care about. You hurt yourself when you hurt other people with your words and your intellect and your sharpness. But you want to reconcile all of that. You want to work on it. You want to make nice, and you want to make things work better for you. You want to be okay with your coworkers. You want to apologize, maybe. I'm seeing some apologies. That's what you're wishing for. You're wishing for a reconciliation here, and so that you can stop hurting people. And you also wish that they would just stop being so sensitive. I'm sure of that. But it doesn't always work that way. Sometimes we're responsible for hurting a person, whether they're being sensitive or not. It's still a responsibility that is ours to take. And I see you really wishing for that change. And I think that's when we come into the Two of Wands here. Because you're making those connections and you're seeing it. You're putting the dots together. And you're really looking out onto the world as if you were nicer. So let's see what the world looks like maybe through your eyes, or what it could look like if things are nicer. I mean, we have the Wheel of Fortune card here as the overarching energy. So, you know, if you really make these changes, your world, you can harness the world and just bring it into your own, you know, whatever you want it to be, essentially, if you can harness this tongue of yours. So let's get some clarity on the Two of Wands, please, for Aries for the full moon in Gemini. Let's do this, bitch. Sorry. That's my Aries moon talking. It's okay. Empress reversed. The Chariot. Seven of Cups reversed. Yeah, you're ready to make the move. You're ready to move away from stifling yourself. Empress reversed. It's really affecting the wonderful things that you could have come to you. It's making you feel, it's starting to make you feel confused and clouded even, like you don't like it. When you're so sharp and it hurts other people and you have all these problems because of it and your job is unclear, you don't know if you're going to still have it the next day. It makes you feel like you're overwhelmed and shitty. You just feel bad. You're not harnessing your good nature, or it's not, you know, it's stifling any sort of growth with you, and you're ready to move away from these energies. You're just ready to do it. With this Two of Wands, you're really looking at the whole of everything and trying to see what could be beyond that. And you're seeing now that it's fucking you up. So you're deciding to take that, you know, take that journey. It could even be starting therapy or something like that, you know, or taking an anger management class. It literally could be as simple as that. Or starting a self-care routine or something. You know, you're starting to learn something new about yourself that it's really become obvious to you lately. Because, you know, the people around you are like, dude, like, you know, if there's a pattern and this happens enough times, you just have to come to the realization that it's you. You're the common denominator. So yeah, you're really making some changes, or you're at least planning on it, and you're like going to move towards that. So now let's get some overall kind of like wrap up energy. Let's put a fucking bow on this thing. We can have some outcome cards or just overall energy. Let's just see what the cards feel like saying to you to wrap it up. Aries, new moon in Gemini. What is it that they need to hear? In terms of this getting some good luck, if you can rein it in. Knight of Pentacles reversed. 5 of Wands reversed. I'm pulling another one. 8 of Swords reversed. It's going to be a bit of a struggle for you. You've really turned a blind eye to this. It's going to be good. It's going to be a longer journey than you probably want it to be, Aries, being so impatient often. But it's going to be a good journey. It's just going to take a while, and it's going to move you into some new situations and a better financial situation and better work and just a work-life balance even. It's going to bring you the luck. It's just going to be a little bit delayed, that luck. It's going to be a bit of a struggle. You're going to be having a little bit of a hard time, but it's not going to be like painful. It's not going to be totally overwhelming. It's just going to be, you know, your own personal work that you're doing, and it's not going to happen overnight, and people are going to be like, God, why are you still talking to me like that? But this time around, when that happens, you're going to be like, okay, shit, sorry. I recognize that. I'm working on it. Thank you for pointing it out, kind of thing. You know, you're moving into the right direction because you're not ignoring it anymore. You're not ignoring it or keeping yourself blind to it. A lot of the time, Aries don't even realize that they're doing it. It is just an instant emotional snap reaction, and there feels to be no time in between the stimulus and the reaction to it. And so you have to like create some space between those two split-second moments. Create space right in between and respond instead of react. Shoving response instead of reaction right in between will help you gauge where you're at. And I think that that's the thing. You didn't know that. You didn't know there was a space in between those two things, the stimulus and the reaction. You didn't know that you could slow time, stop time, when you start to get that like hot-headed feeling. Stop. Just stop. And think. Insert response here instead of react now. You didn't know that was an option. And I think you're discovering that it's an option, and that's maybe what takes so long. Because it takes a little while. Just because you realize it doesn't mean it's the most obvious thing for you at every second of the day. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but you're going to get there. You are going to get there. You're going to think about it more and more and more, and then it's going to become slower and slower and slower, and easier and easier and easier. And then that snap reaction no longer has like a, fuck you, what are you talking about? That's gone. Now you're going to say, okay, you know what? What you just said really upset me and irritated me, and I need to take a second so that I don't fucking attack you because I don't like what you just said. So, you know, really taking some time to figure that out. But I think you're on your way. It's just going to take a little while, be a little bit of a challenge. But that's what's going to get you this nice, beautiful luck, you know, this 10 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Star card, you know, all the things are going to come together for you as long as you're putting in that work to respond and not react. It's not a good angle for my hand, is it now? Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched this whole thing, I really appreciate it. Wow. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. If you know an Aries that you think could really use this message, send them my way. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have a schedule in the description box for my upcoming videos after this one. And I also do personal readings. The Etsy account, you know, or Etsy page is also in the description box. So that's going to be that. Check out that Bustle article. I think it was really a fun read and super cool. And that's pretty much it. Aries, thank you so much. I will see you on the next one. Later.